So good evening everyone. Today in this session we are going to see about much deeper in tuples. Okay, so what is meant by tuple? So we just saw yesterday tuple means immutable, right? So let me just open my new notebook, Python 3 notebook. Okay, so as we discuss what is mean by tuple. Yeah, tuple, the other name of tuple, like tuple, and the basic difference between a tuple and list is tuple is immutable, means it can be changed. Okay, so we just saw a few examples like how to use tuples, what are tuples, right? So in this class we'll just go much detail out how what is tuple, how to play with tuples. Okay, so let me start first. Let me start with the tuple. Okay, let me create a tuple called coral. Okay, so I have created a tuple means what we have to do, normal braces we want to give. Okay, normal braces, in that I'm going to write my tuple. So tuple I'm writing blue coral, let it be blue coral as first, and then second let it be stagoran coral. Don't mind if my spelling is wrong. Okay, then pillar coral, it's pillar coral, and then let me write red coral. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 elements in my corals. Okay, sorry, yeah, corals, which is a tuple. So, what is the difference between tuple and list? Tuple means it can't be changed. List means we can just change, we can iterate it, right? So it is immutable, it is unchangeable, and the order of sequence of the elements remains changed. Okay, so let me just update it. Okay, when I just print my coral. Okay, when I just print my coral, what will be my answer, what will be my output? So my output is what and all I gave as my tuple elements, these are my output. Okay, so the very next thing what we saw, how to index elements in a tuple. It is very similar, right? It is very similar to that of a list, right? So in list what we are doing, how to index elements in a list. So how we'll start, so first element we will index as 0, second element as 1, third element as 2, and fourth element as 3. So if we have some n elements in the list, if we index a number, we will have n minus 1 numbers. Suppose I have 5 elements in my list, if I index, I'll get up to 4 numbers, because we'll start with 0. Okay, suppose if I want to print my third, if I want to print only my third element from my tuple, what I will do, I'll just say print, I'll just write my tuple name, which is coral, and I'm saying I'm going to get only my third element means first element as 0, 1, and 2, so I'll write 2. Okay, if I run it, so my third element is popped out. Getting that? So if I just write the same thing, okay, if I just write the same thing, if I write a print, okay, and then coral 0, what does it mean? What does it mean? So if I just, I'm going to print coral is what? Coral is a tuple. Okay, in the tuple 0 means first element, so I will get blue coral. So if I run it, I get that. So if I write 1 here, I'll get stagon coral. The same way if I write 3, I'll get the fourth element, which is red coral. Suppose, consider to be, if I just write something differently, print, okay, uh, coral 22. 22 means it's 23rd element, right? So I have only 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I write 22, 22 means 23rd element, right? If I just run it, sorry, tuple index out of range. You have only 4 elements, means you can index up to 3 only. So you don't have 22. So tuple index of the range is out. So you don't have this range. 22 is not in your range, right? In the same way, what we have did here, we have just indexed the number from here, means 0, 1, 2 and 3. So from reverse, what how I should do? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. People might ask, sir, we just started from 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So why can't we start from back 0, 1, 2, 0, minus 1, minus 2, 3, like that? So if it is the case, if I write 0, my interpreter will get confused whether he is taking from front or back. Okay, so by default, if you get 0, it will take only first element. Okay, so if you can't just from back, you can't go from 0. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. If I print, see, I'm writing again minus 1, which prints red coral from last first element. The same thing, I copy it here and I paste it here and I write minus 4, means minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4, which I get blue coral. Right? So what is the next thing? People were asking, say in list we concatenate string items. Can we do in tuple? Yes, we can do. See, I'm just doing, I have 4 elements in my list, okay? Sorry, in my tuple, I'm just going to write print, okay? Print, okay? The best coral in the world is, I can write, I have this, okay? I give a space and then I say concatenate. I'm just using plus to concatenate thing. What I'm going to concatenate? In coral tuple, I'm just writing 1. So which is 1 means second element 0 and then 1. So what it will get printed? The best coral in the world is. So I have inside a single quotes. So the string gets displayed, plus I'm concatenating with the string plus coral second element. So which is diagonal coral. See now, if I run, the string get displayed, the best coral in the world is, it get displayed, and then the first element, the second element from the tuple got also printed, staggered coral. So I can concatenate tuples with any other item, whether it may be a string, it may be a character, anything, using a plus symbol. Okay, I can also say I can just do my thing is this until this get this. I can just do. I can concatenate things using which element I concatenate here. I concatenate using plus. Okay. Then what is the next thing? What is the next thing? The next thing was slicing. This also people were asking, sir, what is mean by, first they were asking what is mean by slicing. In the previous classes we were like just you just said slicing means, so what is mean by that? Slicing in normal terms, like what is mean by slicing? Okay, if I have a what to say, a bread, a whole bread pack, if I just slice it into two pieces, what I will get? I'll get two halves, right? So I'm just marking my bread pack, entire bread pack into 10 pieces, and I'm slicing is 1:2 ratio, means I will get first half as a part and another half as a part, right? So same here, I am going to slice this tuple upon how much thing I want. Okay, basically see, I'm saying I'm going to print, what I'm going to print, I'm going to print coral, which is my tuple name, and I'm just mentioning inside this brace 1:3. So what is this 1:3 means? What does the number 1 and 3 refers? Okay, so see, let me just show you the output and I can just see. Uh, I have four elements: blue, stagnant, pillar, and red. When I use 1 is to 3, I get stagnant, coral, and pillar. What is that? So consider the first thing. First thing what you mentioned is, okay. So in coral, 1 means second element. From second element start printing. It printed, okay. So if we mention 3, at the last we are mentioning, right, 3. 3 means it is excluded. So first number what we are including will be inclusive, and the second number we are using is exclusive. So one we mentions first, okay, it starts from 1, stagnant coral. We mentioned 3. 3 means fourth element. Fourth element means it won't take fourth element. It is exclusive of fourth element. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 means second element and then third element. So it prints like this. If I just make the same thing print, I'll just copy the same. If I say Control V, if I say 4, what will be my answer? Can you guess what is my answer? I'm saying up to fifth element. If I just say from second element 1, 2, 3, because fifth element is not inclusive. Okay, so it eliminates that. So up to fourth element. So second, third, and fourth. Second, third, and fourth. This I can do. The same thing I can just do in different way. See here. I'm just writing print. Okay, print coral, and I'm just saying before I was writing 1 is to 3, 1 is to 4, right? So now I'm saying only is to 3. What does it means? You can just easily guess what is that. So here what we did, from first means from this number onwards to this number is inclusive, this number is not inclusive, right? The same way here we didn't mention first number, so it what it does, it starts printing from the first up to the fourth element, which is at last it is there, it is after that colons, so it is say it is not inclusive. So let me just write first, second, and third, because 3 was there, it was not inclusive, so first 3 elements got printed. In the same way, if I print the same like this, if I print like this, what will be the answer? You people will know now, right? So we included before this double dots, so it will be inclusive, and from this values it gets printed, right? So if I run it, from second value it got printed, snag on pillar and red, snag on pillar and red. You're getting what is the difference between that? If we just are right at the back, it won't be inclusive, but up to that number it will be there. If I write in the front, it will be inclusive and it will start from that number. Okay, we just saw the other thing. Indexing, we saw a couple of things, right? See, indexing, I can just do 0, 1, 2, 3. The same way I can just write -1, -2, -3, and -4, right? So the same thing I can do here. If I just index again, the same thing, see. Let me just write from -3 to -1. If I just print, what it happens? See, which is -3, -1, -2, -3. From this to -1, we just mentioned -1, so it is not included. So these both will be coming, stagnant and pillar. The same thing, how can I return, right? I can just write -2, means it starts from -2 and it is inclusive of -2. So how, what it will be there? So it starts from -2, -1, -2. So it starts from this and this. Print this, this, and this. Okay. So we can just do a same thing. I can index from the first, I can index from the last, I can just give this thing the same output, I can get this from this also, right? I can do a step in a different ways, whatever ways I want, I can do that. So there is no restriction out of that, right? So this was the thing, how to create a tuple, how to print a tuple, how to slice a tuple, and how to index a tuple. Okay, now I am going to write another tuple. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to construct or how to get a repeated values of tuples out of a number. Okay, so see here, I'll just create another tuple called numbers. So for tuples I'll be using normal braces. So I'll just say I'll start from 0 1 2 3 4, sorry, 5 6 7 8 9 and then 10 and then 11, sorry, 11 and then 12 and then 13 and then 14 and then 15. Sorry for this. Okay, I'm updating it. So now what I have my tuple called numbers where I have 16 element in that. So when I just print my tuple, see, print numbers. If I print this, my entire tuple gets printed. Okay, so here comes the next thing. I'm just going to give another condition, print numbers. If I just give now, like if I run this code now, what will be my output? 0 to 50, which is my elements in the tuples, right? I am going to add another one more thing. What is that means? 1 is to 11 is to 2. So let me run and show you. I get 1359. What about the rest of the numbers? Okay, so what we have did here. So as we know, if we write like this, we know, right? 1 is to 11 means start from 1, which is second element. From second element print up to 11 means 12th element. Start writing from 1 to 12. I just add another is to 2. Sorry. I just add another is to 2 means count every twice number only. So I'm going to start from 1. Okay, print 1, then jump one number. 1 and then 2. Okay, 3. And then 2 number jump. 1, 2, 5. And then 2 number jump. 6, 7. And then jumper. 8, 9. Jump. And then just 12th, 11th number means that number is not inclusive, right? So I get this. If I write the same like 15, I just get up to 13. I'm skipping. I'm just going for two numbers, every two numbers. If I say every five numbers, I just started with 1, okay, 1, then fifth number from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 6. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11. And then I just stopped with 15, right? So after that, I don't have any number. You're getting that? I'm skipping at numbers. Up, what to say? I'm just getting some multiples, whichever numbers I want. I want every fifth element. I want every second element. I want every 14th element. I can do that, right? This element I can just print in the same way, in a different. I can just print. See, I'm just going to write print the numbers. Okay, print the numbers. I'm going to write is to 3 means I didn't mention any starting number, here I didn't mention any ending number. So what will be happening? So the entire tuple list, the tuple will be considered. So 3 means every third element. So it will start from 0, then 1 2 3 third, and then 1 2 3 6, and then 1 2 3 9, and then 1 2 3 12, and then 1 2 3 15. Just see, I didn't mention any starting or ending boundary, right? In the entire list, it gets added. Okay. Then the next thing, what is the next thing? We just saw how to get the multiples. How to get a repeated value. I want every fifth element. I want every second element. I want every every fifth element. I can just go like this, right? Get me the fifth multiple of this, sixth multiple of this, seventh multiple of this. I can just say print numbers to be, what I say, is to 4, which means 4 tables. I just say 0 4 8 12. I get my 4 table, right? Right, this was quite interesting, right? So next thing, in few minutes back I was just introducing how to concatenate. Here we were seeing, right, how to concatenate. Let me just go. How to concatenate a string with an tuple value. Many question arise, okay sir, we can just add any string or character, anything we can add to a tuple value. Can we concatenate tuple with another tuple? What will be your answer? Can we, I have a two set of tuples, can I concatenate both? Obviously you can, right? So see now, I have a tuple. Okay, I have let I consider I have tuple. What has four elements? 1, 2, 3, 4. Its name is coral. I'm just going to write and another tuple name shapes. Shapes. I am writing triangle and then square, square and then circle. I'm writing circle and then what else? Rectangle, rectangle. Okay, okay. I'm just writing this. Okay, I have two tuples. Sorry. What is the mistake here? We are mentioning strings. We should mention that inside single quotes, right? Okay, I'm just mentioning it here. If I just run it, it gets updated. So I have two tuples, right? Make sure if you are going to concatenate things, both the tuples have same number of elements. Okay, this tuple have four elements. Okay, this tuple also have four elements. The first condition satisfies. So now I am going to say I am going to create a new underscore tuple. I am going to create a new tuple where what should be my output? My output should be what? My output should be also a tuple. Tuple means normal braces, right? Inside that, what I should get? The elements, what are all the elements? So it should be the coral, which is the name of the first tuple, plus, okay, coral plus, and then shapes. Okay, I'm just writing this and I'm entering. Now it's get updated. If I just print this new underscore tuple, see, blue coral, standard coral, this. Wow. So what here happened here? What happened here? So I have my elements of the coral, first blue coral, standard coral, pillar coral, red coral, and then I have added in that live list triangle, square, circle, rectangle. Okay, because of this plus operator. Okay, so even I can just see, I can write new underscore tuple 2 is equal to coral plus uh, shapes plus numbers. I just updated and I say print my new underscore tuple, sorry, tuple, that is tube 2. Make sure this and this are same. Okay, I just updated. See, the all the clusters have been joined. The three tuples are now converted into a single tuple. I have all elements from that. Okay, and then now I'm going to show you another magic out of here. Okay, I have blue coral in this tuple. Okay, and also I have blue coral in this tuple. Okay, I have two times blue coral in another tuple. So in shapes also I have, in coral also I have. What I'm doing there, see, I just updated here. Okay, I'm just say updating everything here. If I print now, is my blue coral is repeated twice? Yes, it does. So in tuple, it can be repeated. Okay. See, I am updating here too, and I am just updating here too. I'm getting an extra blue coral. So repeatability is allowed. Okay. So how we concatenate here? We use plus symbol. In the same manner, if I just, I'll show you it. If I just use, okay, let me just show you. I have shapes, right? So I'm just going to write new underscore shape, which is a tuple. Okay, what a tuple I'm going to get? I'm going to multiply the shape star into 2. Just writing, and I'm going to print the new underscore shape. What happened? In my shape, I had triangle, square, circle, rectangle, blue coral. Triangle, square, circle, rectangle, blue coral. Into 2. Again it was repeated. If I do into 5, every elements in the my tuple got repeated 5 times. Triangle here 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Every list has been repeated. So how it got repeated? I use this star. Okay, I have used the star. Okay, so I just have I have big list, I have big tuple indeed. So I want to find how many elements are there in this. We saw even in the very first class we will use len function to do that. So I'm going to print the len of this new shape tuple. Okay, so I'm learning. I have 25. Is that correct? Yeah. See, triangle, square, triangle, square, circle, rectangle, blue coral. I have 5 elements. When I just multiplied 5 times everything repeated, so I have 25 elements. Okay, it's correct. Let me print and print me the len of numbers. Let it be. Okay, I just may create 16. Okay, I have from 0 to 15. Okay, 16 elements I have. Fine. Okay, the very next thing. What is the very next thing? I'm going to find which is the maximum in my tuple called numbers. Okay, so I'm going to check. I'm going to check. Okay, instead of doing with the thing, I'll say alphate underscore numbers. I'll say alphate numbers, and I'll say create some tuple. Let it be 12.5, 4.98, 6.99, comma 45.88, comma 0.99, comma what is the next? Let me give two more, 98.99, comma 9.89. I have certain numbers. If I want to find maximum out of this, what I should do? It's pretty easy, right? So print me the maximum of alphabet underscore numbers. Which is the maximum here? 12. Okay, this is 98. Yeah, I got 98. Pretty good, right? So the same thing, I'm just copying it again. Okay, print me the minimum, which is the least in the list set tuple. The use is 0.89. Yeah, obviously it is the least one, right? So now I am going to show you a basic difference. I just tell you how to play with tuples. I'm just going to compare with the list. Okay, what is mean a list and how a list differ from a tuple. As we saw, the primary and the important differences, list they cannot be modified. Tuple cannot be modified. This means that item can be added or removed from tuples. An item cannot be replaced within tuples. So we can take an item, I can just add an item, but I can't replace, just replace this item with another number. Okay, so suppose I have this coral, right? So consider I have this list, right? So I say, if I have a list, if I say uh, let's consider alpha 8 underscore numbers is there, no, is equal to, or else alpha 8 number, if I just mention 0, what will be the answer? This is 12.5. If I say replace this number with 33.33, if it is list means what it will do, it will just replace the number, it will just go find that number and it will replace. Now it being an tuple, what it does, see, tuple does not support item assignment. Okay, we can just add an item, we can remove an item, but we can't replace an item. Okay, we can't replace an item. Same thing, I'm converting this alphabet numbers, which is an what do you say, which is an tuple. I'm converting that tuple into list first. What I'm doing, list of alphabet underscore numbers. So see, the braces changed, the it became list. Now I can say, now I can do, now I can do, right? Now I can do. See, I just say I can just replace this. I can just replace this, right? Now if I just replace that, okay, fine. See, before it was a tuple, I converted into a list. But the reverse process cannot be done. A list cannot be changed into a tuple. Understood? A tuple can be changed into a list, but a list cannot be changed into a tuple. Getting that? Okay. So these are the very basic differences we get inside a tuple. Okay, so I guess for a basic point of view, this is very well and good in terms of defining a tuple. Okay, so we'll go to the last thing of the very basic stuff, which is sets and booleans. So everyone might be aware what is set and boolean. Set is nothing but a collection of items. Booleans is nothing but uh, yes or no answers, true or false, 1 or 0, right? So it is not much difficult. So I'll just write it. Okay, I'll just name a variable I is equal to set of empty set I'm just mentioning. Okay, what I do, I just create a variable and mention a empty set. So now the set don't have any elements. Now I am going to add an element into the set. Okay, so I say add dot, sorry, the variable name for the set, and then I say add 5 to it. It added. So if I just call my x, I have an element 5. First what we defined, I have an empty set. Next I just added an element called 5. When I just see my set again, it is 5. I'm going to add another element. Okay, I'm going to add another element. X dot add, I just say 25. It gets added. If I see then, oof, okay, I can just get a values, keep on adding, the sets will get filled. Now I try to add the same element, x dot add, I just say 5 again. What is my answer? If I just do, whether it will be 5 comma 25 comma 5 or only 5 and 25. Okay, just see here, sorry, it's only 5 and 25, it's not repeating. Okay, that is why, because a set is only concerned with unique elements. Set means unique element. We can cast a list with multiple repeated elements to a set to get a unique elements. Consider, okay, consider, uh, I'll just show you it. I create a list called list 1. Okay, list 1 to be what all they have. List 1 may be square bases, right? So I have 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, then 1 comma 4 comma 6 comma 3 comma 4 comma 8 7 comma 8 comma 3. Okay, what I have some set of numbers. I have repeated numbers also in my list. Okay, when I just updated, it gets updated. Now I'm going to set, convert into a set list 1. What will happen? Just let's try. We know only unique elements will be there in a list, right? So see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. No, not repeating is not allowed. So repeating is not allowed, right? So uh, this is the basic property of a set. So set will be having only unique elements. Multiple repeating of elements is not allowed inside a set. Okay, so this is see, you people might ask, so where we'll be using set? Okay, suppose when we are going further inside our class, we'll be studying about if loop, for loop, do until this, that will be okay. So at that time when my program runs, it will be for every time it will be just giving me one output. I'll be taking that. Okay, I'll be for every time my loop runs, collect my output as a set. So first time this output, second time this output, like that it will create a set. Okay, set is basically used there. Okay, I'll just discuss briefly when that condition comes. Okay, don't worry about that. If okay, now don't worry about that. Let me move on to booleans. I just said booleans. What is meant by booleans? Booleans means yes or no, true or false, 1 or 0. Okay, uh, uh, do you pass in the exam? Means the answer is either yes or no. Only I have two options. Okay, did it rain today? No. Yes. Only two options, right? So there will be using booleans. Okay, now I use a variable to assign true. You can just notice here, when I just write true, I make sure I start with a capital T. Okay, I updated. Okay, A is true. So what is A? What is A? A is true. Okay, so I say 1 is greater than 2. What? 1 is greater than 2? No way. If I just run it, it say, hey fellow, 1 is obviously not greater than 2. It's false. Okay, so either I will be getting an output. Okay, next thing I can just do another thing also. I just assume A is equal to 10 and then B is equal to 20. A is less than B. I just get this. What is this? You first, what we do, we just mention this as integer and then we should do that, right? So it is saying, see, here it say int object have no attributes A into B. I say, if I just use this also, wait, see, it says false. A is 10, B is 20. What? It's not true. Okay, then it gives me false. So where these people will use true or false condition. Okay, suppose consider a factory is running. Okay, factory is running, a boiler is going around. Okay, so they will keep a threshold temperature. More than this temperature, if it goes, it just give me an alert. They will be doing that, right? So they will just compare a variable like A to be 1000 degrees. Okay, so B, what values they will be getting is, B, what values they will be getting us? They'll be saying just every time run the value of the thing. Okay, it will be varying 500, 800, 900 like that. So they will be giving this condition. If the value of B is something around 1001, the statement differs. So what they will do? It will give an alert to them. Okay, so such condition they will be using Boolean logic. Whether this condition fails, okay, this is condition based. Okay, so this is what we do with Boolean logics. Okay, so I just recollect what we have did today. Okay, I just recollect quickly what we had seen today. We started with a tuple, and then we printed that tuple, and then we started indexing that tuple. So how I start indexing? Starting from 0, right? 0, 1, 2, and 3. If I come from back, -1, -2, -3, and -4. Okay, I just indexed the thing. Then what I did again, I just printed the thing. I just concatenate, I just joined with the string with the element in the tuple. Right? Next what I did, I just selected which things want to be started. 1 is to 3 means from 1, which is mean by second element, to 3 means which is fourth element. The same way, what is the condition? What we are writing at the first would be inclusive, and what we are doing at the last is not inclusive, it is exclusive. So 1 means from second element onwards up to fourth element, which is not inclusive. So first and second. Okay, so 1 to 4 we just say do the same things here and there, right? Here and there we were doing the same things, right? So what is the very next thing we just saw? We just created another tuple ranging from its elements ranging from 0 to 15. I have 16 elements. Then I started writing, okay, take from second element to 16 element in the periodical ratio of every 5 elements. So 1 means next what is the fifth element? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 6 I printed. Then next fifth element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 11. Then I just mentioned up to 15 only. With 15 means 16 element. I printed 11. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have any number, so close my tuple. Okay, the same way what I did, I just didn't mention the upper boundary, lower boundary, only I mentioned the periodical oscillation. Okay, so I just say start from 0, no boundary, upper boundary or lower boundaries, every third element, just I mentioned that. So started from 0, then 1, 2, 3, and then it prints 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 9. Yeah, okay, so I just mentioned every fourth element. So I started from 0 and does with every 4 elements, right? The same way what I did again, I just copied with another tuple called shapes. I just added two tuples called a new tuple. And what I did, I just concatenate two tuples. Like I took two tuples, coral and shapes. I just concatenate things. Even though I have repeated elements, tuples inside a tuples, repeated elements is allowed. Okay, so I created three tuples, I added them, I got the result. Using, I just use plus symbol. In the same way, if I just use star, what happens? It multiplicates. If I have 5 elements, it just replicates into 25 elements. 5 5s are 25, right? So every elements in the tuple got repeated 5 times. So I just len that. Len means count how many is there. Okay, so I have 25 numbers, 16 elements I have in the numbers. So I created another tuple called alphabet numbers, where I got a certain numbers. So I just printed what is the maximum value out of this, minimum value out of this, and then I tried to change, I tried to replace item. In tuple we can add an item or remove an item, but we can't replace an item, right? The third thing, we just try to replace, it can't. So the next thing I created, I converted the tuple into list. We can convert a tuple into list. The vice versa cannot be happen. The tuple cannot be a tuple can be changed into list, a list cannot be changed into a tuple. Okay, then we moved on with what is set. What is set? Okay, set is nothing but what to say, set is nothing but a collection of elements, collection of unique elements. What I did here, I started creating a empty set, and then I just added elements to it. When I tried to add a same element as of this, I just created, I instead of getting the number repeated, it just gets the same number, right? So after that we just moved on with Boolean logic. Okay, after that we moved on with Boolean logic. Okay, so this was the thing we just covered today, the basic operations with tuples, and then how to create a set, and then how to do with booleans. Okay, so I will just spare 5 to 10 minutes for your doubt clarification. Okay, post that we'll just close this session. Okay guys, thank you.